Hello guys, Draxtor here, minor Sansar personality. I'm going to record a few tutorials this morning, so it's early in the morning. Please forgive my very white voice. Hello ladies of Sansar. We are going to talk about bone deformation in the face, about how can you customize your face here in Avatar 2.0. Now this is Avatar 2.0 in my home area. If you want to style your avatar, you go to Create, here the magic wand, you go to Style My Avatar, which brings up the menu. Now here I have Draxtor 2.0, my main dude. I can create a new look which does it automatically, randomly. In this case, it's a female avatar, and we press Customize. Now you can scroll in, and you can of course rotate that avatar around. Now, if you go to the face right here, we have 4 icons on the top and 3 smaller icons on the bottom. The top icons here are from left to right is head. Now you can move the head up and down. You can rotate the head, okay, at an angle, and you can scale the head, small, big. If we go to the second icon, and again we start from left, we are in the selection part of things. You see? You have these selections, you have the forehead, you have the eye section, you have here around the nose, and this goes all around the head. It actually includes the ears, so it goes horizontally around. You have the chin area, including the mouth. And in this section, you can move it. You can move it forward, you can move it backward. If I'm in the midsection with the nose, I can move it forward, I can move it backward, I can move it around. You know, here we go. And the rotate function of this section does as advertised. I rotate the forehead, I rotate the midsection. Let's go here sideways so we can see it a little better. As you can see, the angle of the entire section changes. The angle of this section here changes, the lowest section, including the mouth. And then, of course, scaling that section, as you can imagine, I'll make it bigger. I'll make that section bigger, the middle section, and I'll make the lower section bigger. And again, it affects the entire sort of wraparound, again, meaning with the midsection, it includes the ears and the back of the head. Okay? So you just drag your mouse around, and I should have said you use your right mouse. If you hold it down, you rotate the head, and then with the left mouse, you drag in and out, leaving the left button clicked, held down, and moving in and out to move these sections. Now let's move on. Now we have feature. If we go to the feature section, it affects smaller parts of the face. In the feature section, for example, here we have an eyebrow. I should start from the left here. If we move it, we move that section, and we can move it in weird ways. All right. If we rotate the feature rotates. If we scale the feature, surprise, surprise, it scales. Okay, the eyebrows are getting small. Same applies if I want to just take the eyes here. Again, I'm going from left to right, move the feature of the eyes. I'm moving the eyes around. I'm rotating the eyes around. I am scaling the eyes. And from the front, where you can see it a little bit better. Now we have little green men, little green women, actually, in this case. She's not quite green, but she does resemble the biggest fear that Americans had in the 50s. Aliens. Now the fourth icon up here is part, and the first thing that you can do with parts is, again, you move the part. You can see here how it highlights it. The eyebrow itself is divided into different parts. So here, the outer edge of the eyebrow, I can move. I can go to the inner part of the eyebrow, move that around. So this is where you get into very sort of granular detail, which is very cool. The forehead part here, up, down, move. And again here, the lower three icons, then from left to right we had move. Now let's go to rotate. What does rotate do? Let's go again to the outer edge of the eyebrow. Actually, we should look from this angle so we can see a little better. I rotate it. Now we got the part section, and we got scaling here, which is the third option. The third operation we can do with the parts. So let's take something quite subtle here. How about the nose? Now the tip of the nose can be changed in very subtle ways. Okay, so I'm dragging the mouse around. Do you see this? Very, very subtle stuff that you can do. And it only affects that particular part. And of course, depending on the part, the scale of the operation differs. Here you can see both nostrils. It's of course in parallel. The same actually applies to the eyebrows. So that stuff happens in parallel, so that there is symmetry to the face. The symmetry will stay. So yeah, that's what you can do with the face deformation, and it can be realistic, beautiful. It can be, I'm not making a judgment here. I'm not saying this person is ugly. This person is different, and everybody's beautiful in their own way. I might want to draw back here a little bit of the scale of this upper section here. I'm at in the section part, as you can see up here, and I'm scaling, and maybe I'll rotate a little bit back, and I'll go to feature and bring those eyebrows in a little bit, but I guess I have to move them in. Now this person here is beautiful in her own right. I'm not going to judge anybody here, but if you want to go for a little bit of a more sort of normative look in the general sense of beauty, there might be a way to, well, I know that there is a way to mitigate some of these more extreme moves that we did. Now here we're at the head. I just rotated the head upwards. I can move the head up on the neck, and I can scale the head. But I do believe that the head actually seems to be, let's scroll out here a little bit, zoom out, looks okay proportionally. I just want to work back those eyebrows here, don't you think? So what would I do? Well, I'll go to feature, I go to move, and see what move does. Oh, surprise, it brings that back again in parallel. I like the eyes. Maybe the eyes are a little bit, well, I actually like them this big, but they might want to be set a little bit apart. And again, I happen to like the way I rotated the head upwards. This, of course, then will be changed in real time if you're in VR, for example. So you will have this as sort of your default position, but then if you have a headset on and you look downward, of course, then it will, the head will rotate in real time, depending on your actions. But that's it. Then, of course, you have, skin, different skin colors. And And maybe this one fits. Actually, I also really like this totally white skin. And then, of course, we save it. You can also do a save to a new look. I would prefer that, just to be super safe, not to accidentally save over something else. And oh, my friend Robin is just online. Maybe I should just go to the Nexus and show her my new avatar. So that's the new avatar here. Beautiful. We didn't do anything to the ears. Of course, you can do stuff to the ears. You can do stuff to the mouth. Everything you can switch up your hair. There's a bunch of different hairstyles in there. You can color those hairstyles differently, but we just leave it as is. And we saved it. Now I can return to the world, or what I can do, I can go back here, and here I have my looks. This is Draxtor 2.0 here in the bottom. This is the look that was created by default, randomized, and this is the look number 2, which is based on this randomly created one. Now I can actually see when I look at the whole picture here that the head is a little bit too small. What I will do, I will go back to customizing and quickly change the head. Now I go to the head, to the face, and I will go to scale the head and make the head a little bit bigger. Adjust to taste, as they say, and this time I can safely save over the look, because I know it is a separate look. Well, let's make sure that this actually did work. And again, we're going up here to the left arrow, which throws us back to lookbook, and here it is. Here it is, my look. I like it. Now I'm clicking the little triangle here on the bottom. As you can see, I put rename. Beauty test 1. There it is. And now I can select it. And that will bring me to the Nexus. Here we go. And of course, in the world, as you can see, it looks different because the lighting of each particular world is different. Now, I would suggest that you go back and forth to your favorite worlds, and maybe you walk around a little bit. Maybe you walk into the sun, out of the sun, into the shade. So, for example, here, I can turn around and have my face in the sun. And then I can, oops, sorry about that. Zoomed in too much. But I can see here how this looks in the context of the world. How this avatar looks in the context. And that's what I would suggest. Then you can go back and adjust more or save another one. Create a duplicate until you arrive at the perfection that you desire. But that's it. Thank you guys for watching. Leave a like. Draxtor out.